Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio as we build up to the start of the 26-27 season. Join myself, Watcher, on the show this evening. Is it one and only Southside? Evening, Southside.
Evening, Ox. Good to be back on. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's 24 hours, mate. 24 hours. Evening, Robert.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Southside. Good to be back on again tonight.
Yeah. All right, so listen, we're going to get the phone lines open right away. Yes, Southside, yeah.
Aye, get the phone lines open. We'll see if we can get some people in. I'll just give a quick shout out to the troops on the YouTube feed, Stephen and William. And I think Mr. Smoke Madraws just come in, the loyal troops that listen to the show.
What was that name again?
Oh, I'm not getting you back out. You don't hear it the first time, I'm not telling you it a second time. Don't start your nonsense. I'll just give him his name. Oh, the guy's a legend. He's on every night. So, and William's joined in all, so say hello to them, the troops, the bouncers are YouTube.
Just the name sounded familiar, mate. Robert, building up to the season, we touched on it briefly last night. We talked about different things, but hey, I got some comments today in my personal phone about your left-footed, right-footed players. Quite funny what people pick up on in it, but listen, look, I know it's not the be-all and end-all, but it's really important because it sets the tone this first game.
It does, mate. It does set a tone, and as I said last night as well, when you're playing the first game of the new season, you're setting that level, not just for yourself to meet and reach others that play for after you as well. So it's important, mainly for us first and foremost, that we go and do the job on Friday night. We come home with the 3 points. Might not be the prettiest game. It is the first game, so you give a bit of leeway. But as long as you come back down that road with the 3 points, that's all that matters. Good start, good performances, and everything else will follow on. Momentum builder. That's what the first game's about.
All right, we'll get the phone lines on right away, so let's hear from these. Oh, sure the boys will sort that out. But come and join us. 01.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
We'll be looking forward to, obviously, the game on Friday. We'll be looking at the new directives, rules, whatever you want to call them, and how they're going to be implemented in Scotland. That'll be interesting. And we'll put the same call out to the callers. What do we need? What do we want? And when are we going to get it? Southside, I think we'll be joined with our first caller. Evening, caller.
How are we, boys? All right?
They're a man, the main man.
Evening, big man.
Is that a special offer it's made tonight, that young Bob, is it?
2 for 1, mate, tonight.
Brilliant.
It's the end of July. You have your feet in the basin, eh?
Oh, yeah, my feet, my whole body, man. And it's not even that. I'm preparing for another trip across the start of September. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. So, it's just madness. Listen, great to be on. I've been listening to the chit-chat over the last couple of nights. Good stuff. And good to hear all Bridge. I hope he's all right. And good to be back, boys. And young Bob, what a day out we had, didn't we? Wasn't we have a great wee day out we had? A good swally. It was nice to meet you, by the way.
That was indeed, mate. It's good to put the face to the voice, mate. A legend around the parts of the areas we were at.
Yes. So, by the way, we get noted, didn't we? We get spied on right away.
It's the voices, mate. Distinctive.
I'm sure he kept it quiet, Southside.
He did. He turned around and went, yes, I'm Big Stevie for the drum, and this is the Rangers radio lads sitting here. And the guys were like, oh my God. The guy sat 5 hours and thanked him everyways. It was a good night, had by all. And they end up by.
Need a bigger kitty than them.
Two guys. Was it Big Stevie and Norrie, wasn't it? Aye, they were sound, man. They were gabbing away and they listening to the show every night, they said. So no, it was good to meet. It's good to meet them, and hopefully one night I've said to them, just phone in, get a wee chat with us, since we've been sitting there gabbing to us all night, and it's been good to catch up.
That's right. Brilliant.
Stevie, what are you making of what's happening at the club, mate?
Listen, I'm just sitting back with bated breath. You're just sitting there watching everything that's going on, and you're hoping and praying that things start to materialise, aren't you? I'm just, there's things I'm worried about, and there's things I'm really excited about, you know. The things I'm really excited about is young Cammy Devlin. He's come in there, he's got a wee engine on him, he's got a heart of a lion, and he's been what we've been looking for a long, long time. A bit of oomph, a bit of, you know what I mean, a bit of give and take here. He can give me it back and also dish it out, you know what I mean? That's what we've been looking for. I need Ferguson, Stuart McCall type player, getting right in about it, and he's a breath of fresh air. The things that worry me are the young boy Finlay Curtis. I hear a lot of people's get big things for this boy, and I just can't see it, Ox. I've watched them the last couple of games there, the friendlies I've went, me and Jamba went, and we've been discussing them. I think the boy might need to go out on loan again. I really do. I can't see what people are saying about him. I just thought the last couple of games he was flat. He disappeared in some of the games, if you want to say that. And I don't want to be too, because I know they're only. I don't want to be too moany about the boy, because it's only a couple of friendlies, you know what I mean? But I just can't see. I can't see. But I mean, if Gary Devlin can run about, dig in and get in people's faces, how can Finlay Curtis not do that as a young boy? Show a bit of swagger, get on about it. And I just don't see that with the boy. He said he wanted to prove himself, and the two friendlies just showed me absolutely hee-haw, I'm afraid. And I don't want to be too critical of the boy, because it was only two friendlies. Maybe he's got more to give, but we'll see what happens.
I'll take the Cammy Devlin one to Southside, and I'll let Robert talk about Curtis. Cammy Devlin, Southside.
Aye, he's in there and he's setting the tempo of the midfield. He's flying into tackles, he's getting in people's faces. I mean, that's what we've been looking for, but he's played that for somebody like Big Chucky or something like that. No, it was in there, but he has eyes him, he's not scared of nothing, and he gets in there about it. McInnes knows what he's going to get for him. We've seen it sort of when he's played against us from time to time what he's like, and then we'll see him as a Rangers player. But it looks like he'll do all right. I've got a feeling he'll take a lot of bookings, so I don't think many referees are going to let him away with it. You know what they're like now, he's wearing a blue jersey, so things are going to change. But listen, he's in there and he's setting the tempo, he's leading by example, and he's setting it off for other players to go and do what he's doing, like Stevie's saying. Obviously, Curtis different for a different position, but listening to Diamandi just off the topic slightly, and he said, when Cammy's running about, flying about, it makes me want to do it. I was like, what? Yeah, it might make you want to do it before you go in the park, you're daft, you know? Oh, Cammy's does it, so now I should do it. No, I'm like, what's he talking about, that Diamandi? But listen, he's going to be in there. I thought maybe Dan Neil would play more games in him, in my own opinion, when the season was before everything had kicked off. I thought being a championship player, I thought he might be more relied on. But I don't know so much. Cammy Devlin out the tournament at the moment, for me, has been totally different class. He's in about it. He's, like I said, he's setting the tempo. But there'll be certain games he'll come out and we'll change it about. Maybe I think European away games you might see the two of them in together, but in league games I think you maybe only find the one that'll play. But he's a breath of fresh air. He's like I say, he talks well. He said he's here, he's loving it, and he's going to battle to get in the team and play, and he wants to support everybody and be all in. So everything he spoke about, when you've heard him speak, he speaks well. So aye, listen, something to look forward to, but I've got a feeling he's going to pick up a lot of bookings now he's in a blue jersey.
Right,
On you go, Stevie.
No, I'm just going to say to Southside, you know, I hear that a lot. He's the blue jersey now, so I don't think he'll get away with it as much. But you know what I like about him, Southside? And let's be honest, he's cute with it. He's cute with it. He knows what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? I think he has wee nibbles at people, he gets them gone. And I could see somebody lashing out at him, getting sent off. And that's what... Look, we've been crying out for somebody like him. Let's not start giving it, oh, he's going to get booked all the time and he needs to calm down. Listen, I think Derek McInnes will say to him, look, exactly what you've just said there. You're in a blue jersey now, son. You'll not get away with half of that. But I think Cammy Devlin's the kind of player that will be cute with it. He'll know when to do it and when he'll know to do it. And that's the thing about him. That's what you need. Somebody that's got a wee bit of brains to suck people in. And I think that boy's got it. I really do. And by the way, for getting him for hee-haw, I've got to say, he's the one that's exciting me out of everybody now. The big boy at the back's quite good. Oh, what's his name? It's just escaped me now.
Big Ben.
Aye, the big boy at the back. He's been yep. He looks as if he's going to get better once they grasp the pace of the game and everything else up here. He looks solid enough and he looks really good. So aye, good times. Can I just slightly change the talk here, Ox? What about Dundee United? £38 a ticket, £40 a ticket, Southside. What's going on, man? What is going on?
I know I said that the other week. 38, well, 37 a pound booking fee in it. It was 38 quid. I got the tickets in the start of the week. £40 for the Jerry Kerr stand.
Yep.
No, it's shocking. Prices are shocking. It'll be interesting to see. Listen, the only team last season that was really decent was Falkirk at £25 a ticket. And as I keep saying about Rangers, we'll see about the price of European game because the away ticket is £19, right? To go there next week. It's £19. So we'll wait to see what Rangers charges for the game at Ibrox. Because they've set the bar at £19 for a ticket for the next week for the away game.
I think it'll be about 40 quid, mate, the game at Ibrox, mate.
If it's 40 quid, it's disgusting, mate. Disgusting.
Well,
at 40 bangers.
Maybe 35.
Nah.
You know, Robert, Finlay Curtis, mate, we touched on him briefly last night. You know, not writing the boy off, but Stevie's critiquing the two games, what the two halves that he's watched, yeah.
Aye, of course. Right, Stevie, good to hear from you again, pal. It's
all right, mate.
The thing with Curtis is 6 months ago, mate, you know yourself, there was a lot of people out there who were saying we should have kept him. He was the answer to our wide problems. He would have created a lot of chances, gave us good moments. He went to Kilmarnock, established himself within that squad. It was down the right-hand side that he predominantly played at Kilmarnock. We have used him on the kind of left at the start against St Etienne, and then he was kind of drifting to the right on Sunday against West Ham. I think there's a difference between the expectation that we've got as supporters on Finlay Curtis and the reality. He is still a young boy. He has got the credentials to create moments and create chances, but can you hang your hat on him as a young boy with all that expectation? Because at the minute, as we stand, Stevie, it's only Curtis and Asgard that really have that creative spark within our squad, and that's a lot for two players, particularly Curtis at such a young age. Now, I know age is just a number. If you're good enough, you're old enough, is the old cliche. But I think there's a difference, and we need to realise the expectation against the current reality of what Finlay Curtis can offer. I think he's got it, but it's just whether he is that guy who we can really have as a main starter out in the wide areas.
Yep, Bob, I've got to say, very articulate put, by the way, very nicely put. I agree, right? I totally agree with most of the stuff that you're saying there. But look, I don't think we can hang my hat on him. That's all I'm going to say. Look, we're a hard crowd to please. See if anything goes wrong in a game and a young boy's no, he doesn't. He's no. He done what he done the last two games. The Rangers support will crucify him, and they'll crucify the manager and all for playing him. But as you said, we've only really got two creative players in the team. Somebody that's going to do something. So we're hoping before maybe the end of the week we get a winger in or somebody else in. And then how many weeks is it to the transfer window shuts? Another 3?
End of August, mate. End of August. You've got a whole month to go roughly, yeah.
Well, so let's hope and pray that the day get some more creative players. And the other thing is, we've got the big, we signed the big boy for, is it Croatia we signed him now? The big, he's the captain.
The Serbian boy, yeah.
The Serbian boy, that's it. So we've still got him to see. We don't know like he's going to be. So,
I think he's
look,
going
as far as
to work on his ball skills, Stevie.
Aye.
Did you see the training video?
No, I never seen it. No.
I'm sure young Robert maybe dig it out, mate, and send you. Did you see it, Robert?
I've seen it in person as well. Whilst he was
Aye.
doing it, I was at the training thing on Monday, and he was certainly sitting in the middle of the centre circle, Stevie, doing the keep you up, sitting down, the round the worlds. Looks like he's got a bit of skill.
I thought that was a boy they hired because they were a
You
boy.
thought that was me, didn't you? You thought that was me.
I actually thought it was all better with a carry out just sitting in the middle of the park. But anyway, no, look, boys, let's hope and pray we get more creativity. Is that the word? We need some. I mean, there was nothing up front. We're doing all right to the 18-yard box, and then we're lacking, aren't we? We're lacking a wee bit of imagination. And I'm not having a pot shot at our forward line. They're not getting much creation for the wings into them. They're not getting much balls in. But look, hopefully we can get that one person in that gives us that wee spark and things start to click a wee bit up front. But it's just a wee bit of a worry, you know, when you don't score goals in your own ground, you know, whether it's a friendly or no. But let's see what Friday night brings. And can I just ask my hairy friend, Southside, are you getting up in the usual bus?
Yes, I will be, yes. We get the hairy bit for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I think you're on parade at 5 o'clock or something.
Yes.
I think we're leaving about 5:30.
I maybe get you up there. And by the way, I'm a wee bit disappointed that the old menu, I've got to say, the old menu at the two games there, there's nothing changed. The pies are dire, man. The whole thing's dire. I got a warm Coca-Cola to say to the lassie, come on, where'd you get that out of the kettle? So, come on, listen, when are they going to start using their heat? £4.50 for a Coca-Cola? £4.50? £9 for two Cokes? £9? Obviously, look, no. Jesus. When are we going to get a better? When is Rangers going to start talking to certain people and get things done right? Especially at catering. It's part of the everyday experience, isn't it? It's part of the experience. And I'll tell you the £9 for two Coke salts, come on. Half the time that's flat the machine.
You telling me a warm Coke and a cold pie?
Correct. Absolutely ridiculous. And then you're going to Dundee on a Friday night and you're getting absolute shafted for £40 before you've lifted a pint or a pint of a bus or anything. £40 you get into a grade A dump. Let's be honest. See that Jerry Kerr stand? Southside will tell you. There's wires everywhere coming out. Like the Exeter came out last season. There was wires everywhere. Because it was televised, and I'm telling you how it passes a fire thing, I do not know. There's somebody behind somebody somewhere.
Aye. It's not been done up for a long time. Look, you're spot on the match day experience, the facilities. You know, if you're selling it, if you're selling anything, you have to do it right. I get sent some the day I watched it. It was a West Ham supporter, a young boy disabled, that came up to watch the game. He was made up. Went to the shop, couldn't get his name printed on the shop in Edmondson House because it had no A's and no R's, mate. Match day or the day before a match day ran out of letters. It's poor, Robert, yeah, and all these things have to. Stevie's Coke has to be ice cold, his pie should be bubbling hot, and they should have whatever letters anybody wants, yeah, to get on the names on their strips. It's not a lot to ask for, mate. Robert?
No, it's not, mate. It's not. It is about the fan experience, and that's who's at the heart of the club. It's the supporters. So the supporters should be able to go in and get a decent bit of quality of food for the price you're paying these days, or a decent cold drink. And then when you go to the Edmondson House, as you say, there should be stuff in it. I know Southside's got a point in that as well. I'm sure I'll let him come in on that regarding the what's actually available at Edmiston House compared to what it used to be at the old Megastore. So there isn't a great deal for the fans, and the fan experience should be the first and foremost of the thought of all the clubs in Scotland, but more so us for what we attract and who we bring into the club.
Aye,
Yes,
we
I
talked
know.
about it at half air last night. Southside, and you talked about the strips. Once people have got the strips, there's very little choice after that, mate. If you've got the strips during the summer for the kids and you popped in because that's where they want to go, and you're looking to buy something for them, well, if you're not going to, you're not going to get them an arse strip if you've got them. And the point you made half air was that there ain't other, I'll use the word, trinkets or novelties or games or whatever Rangers orientated things for people to buy, mate.
Aye, because remember what the old shop used to be like. You could walk in, you get club ties, you get mirrors, you get lampshades, you had bedding, you had curtains, you had all that brick stuff. You could go in and buy anything you wanted, Rangers related. Here, don't you laugh, I had that in my bedroom, by the way. The old Rangers curtains and bedspread and that. That was poshing, Govern. Don't you start your nonsense, you laughing there, boy. But you used to be able to go in and buy anything, colouring books, games with Rangers on it, anything. You take your way into that Edmiston House, what can you buy? A ball or a Rangers strip? There's nothing. For a way in at 5, 6, 7-year-old that you're taking down to Ibrox, if you want to take them into the Rangers shop, there's nothing for them to buy. There's nothing in there. And I know you're not going to take a pair of curtains into the game, but you know how to take them away, but you don't even get...
Open shut case.
Aye, but there's nothing. There's more stuff in my cupboard in here and in Stevie's cupboard. We could make a fortune at Edmiston now selling all the Rangers novelties. Do you know what I mean? Used to be able to get pens and everything, colouring books, all sorts of nonsense. It all makes money, but it's for Waynes. It's for the young Waynes that you're taking away to the game, and there's nothing in the club shop for them. And on that thing you're talking about the strips, right? The AGM's on the 10th, and a good friend of mine, because Rangers. You have to write in and put your questions into them now, apparently. You'll know, I know there might be a bit in the floor for you to go up and speak, hopefully, but you have to send questions in. And two of his questions that he's wrote in to be asked is he's going about referees and what we're going to do about it this season. Wally Collum and all the rest of them, Walshies and all the rest of it, right? And the second one is, we are talking about there about the quality of the Rangers strips through Umbro and Castro. And he's put a big thing in about it because he's bought about 6 or 7 and the quality's been shocking, he said. And it's all for the Waynes and the Grand Waynes. And the quality's poor, he says. So he's put the 2 questions in at the AGM when we go on the 10th of August, which is getting held in the Radisson Blue up the town. Because another monumental mistake was Edmiston House isn't big enough to hold it. So we're going to the Radisson Blue, you know, to have an AGM on the 10th of August, but if they put questions into the board, and they'll be obviously picked to it, you'll get to, I dare say they'll get addressed when we go. But that was his 2 points. But the second point, he's talking about the strip quality. And it's poor for Umbro, it's poor. And we expect better when you're selling a lot of money out for your Grand Waynes and your Waynes and stuff. They should be of a certain type of quality. It's all right saying mistakes get made or you're making a lot of them and the odd one. Yeah, the odd one might come through and it's no great. But the majority of them haven't been great, Ox, and that's been the issue for a lot of the supporters.
Listen, you're not going to get it 100% perfect, but if you're selling 10,000 and you have a 99% hit rate, they shouldn't go to the factory. A lot of them have done all right, but look, like the Coca-Cola, like the strips, like the pies, people should get what they pay for, and the quality should be right, Stevie. Yeah?
100%, absolutely. For the money you're forking out to support the team and all the things after part that we do and all the unseen money that you don't see, and everything we do, the quality, they need to put a wee bit more thought into it rather than a quick fix. As you said there, you take a way into Edmiston House, it's either a strip or a bar and that's it. There's nothing else. And as my good friend Southside said, they used to get pelmets, curtains, bedding, lamps, you name it. I mean, Rangers badge was on it, and it was gone, that wee shop. It was like Aladdin's cave. I mean, look, see the shop with Sanko Road? I could get a fridge freezer with King Bully on it, right? You can get anything you want for these wee shops. Rangers just need to go to the right people and sort it out, and they'll make more money. They might have to put in it first, but I'll guarantee you the product will fly off the shelves if they put a bit of thought into it. Talk to the fans, talk to the people. You know what I mean? And
There's a favour, will you, mate? There's a favour.
Yes.
Then when we're there in September, we'll bring a fridge back in if there's a King Billy fridge gone.
Oh, you keep me King Billy with a set of blinds or anything. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable.
Do me a favour, get him some new curtains there.
For where? For his...
No.
Anyway, no fixed abode comes to mind. Sorry, officer. Right, anyway. Look, the bottom line is, boys, we want Rangers to be the best at everything, don't we? We want the match day experience. We want all the ways to have the best at Clover, don't we? So it's Rangers fans. You want the best at everything. You want to be better than anybody. So it all matters. And with American boys, I'm hoping this hotel. You know how I've always dreamt about this hotel across the road? Get that stupid green pitch away. Got a big hotel built there with all the big helipad with a badge on it, and all your rooms done with all the heroes, all the boys that's on that big wooden board as you go up the marble stairs, all your rooms, the waddle room, this room, that room, beautiful sauna, and everybody would go there. All the boys from Belfast would book into Rangers Hotel, Canada, the Canadians coming for your match day, where you get your ticket, you get the room with your ticket and everything else. If we expand the place, I'm just hoping and praying that somebody uses their head, somebody with a few quid. Because, by the way, it was the only your man that had a dream. Big Stevie for the drum has a dream.
Can you do me a favour, Stevie? You put us in for the contract for the curtains for the rooms.
Aye, a bit of fridges. Give me a few fridges and all.
Right, we digress, Robert, but it's a fair comment, isn't it? If you're going to do one thing, and I'll go back to Stevie's Coca-Cola, get it right. If you're going to do the next thing, make you get it right. And if you can't get it right, slow down and make sure you're doing the things that you're meant to do right, and then move on and get bigger. Yeah?
Of course, mate. Of course. And the thing about any football club is you've got the football aspect, but you've also got the business aspect as well of it. You've got to have your income and your revenue from somewhere. And if that is largely down to your merchandise and what you're selling, your products, then the marketing team have got to look at what's not on offer, where they can make the money, which generates more income for the club. So there's definitely a gap there in between what we used to do as a club and what we used to sell compared to now. But if you're not going to do that, as you say, you've got to make sure that what you are producing at the moment in time is spot on for the fans, because it's a tough time financially for everybody. We know it is. And when you're asking £85 for a t-shirt, for a top, kids starting maybe 45, 50 quid, and it's not great, that's where the problem lies and frustration comes. So you've got to get what you're doing first and foremost correct, good quality, and then you can build and look into that. But again, there's certainly a lot of things that the club can improve on after the pitch as well, particularly at marketing.
All right, and us four would all have the same size of strips, wouldn't we? So, look, there's some stuff broke about some signings coming in. Obviously, it looks as if the big centre-half, we talked about it last night, McCahana, are you accepting that, Robert?
I'll give you for effort, mate. McCann,
Right.
I'll let through McCann.
McCann, right, okay.
We'll just call him Chucker. Chucker can.
I think we'll just
Sounds like something you ordered in the Indians.
No, Southside. I know players you're talking about potentially. So,
No, I'm not right with a Macacani Masala Tika, is it?
say that again.
Not right with a Macahani Masala Tika.
Aye, but look, it looks as if he's coming in. The speculation is it's very, very close to him, but you don't know. Stranger things have happened till you see him above in the ground or at the training ground with the scarf above the head. But we've also been linked with a wide player, and I don't think that'll surprise anybody, Southside. The boy Markello for Coventry. He plays in both sides, mate. Left footed, obviously, yeah, but he's played in both sides, so that'll be interesting to see if that develops or if there's any white players come in the building, yeah.
Aye, I think we've got to get a 1 year in. I think Gassama is not the type of player that McInnes will tolerate, and I think he'll probably one that if somebody shows interest, I think we'll offload, and I think we'll need to go and full into the wide areas, left or right, or maybe even two. Curtis isn't going to play every single game, and he's not a young boy that's got to be relied on. He's a young boy that should be helped out and all that, and be brought in the team with better players round about him, and hopefully he'll come in and play well. And we should be trying to build his game time up, probably for the bench, maybe start some games, but build him up and get him on the park and give him the amount of games that we probably should develop him and put him instead for later on. He's one of our own, and we've got to develop him. So that would only leave Ant-Man after that, and I don't know whether Ant-Man will be a fixture in the team. So I think it's probably most likely that at some point we'll need to try and get two wingers. If Czerny was available, I know he gets a lot of money at Besiktas, but if he was that available and he was keen to come, he's ready made, he comes right in there, he's ready to go, you expect him to hit the ground running, he knows what it's about, he's been successful before, scored goals created in Scotland and scored in Europe. So on the right hand side, he would be an asset, I think, if we could get him. If it comes up.
Are you saying Stevie will like this one? He's Govan ready?
He's Govan said. Aye. Get a good bedspread. But aye, he's ready to go, and I don't care about age. You come in, you can do your projects, you can get your players in at a certain age, you keep for a couple of years and you want to flip. But at some point, you've got to get the player in. Aye, and Shanklin's in that boat. No, you want them in for a couple of years to be successful, hit the ground running, and he knows what it's about. Whether somebody like him would probably be a good asset to us. If the boy for Coventry comes in, I think Jacqueline said that in the Facebook page. She asked the question about the boy for Coventry. Whether he comes in or no, but it might take a while to settle. He might know. It'll just depend. You know, somebody like Czerny, I think, is ready to go. He's got the right experiences and the right age. But whether that one comes in time, I don't know. But we definitely need two wide wingers, and I think if anybody shows a bit of interest in Gassama, I think he'll be off scalps.
I've got the same things about Ant-Man as well, mate. But Czerny, I mean, it'll be interesting to see that. I think he would scoosh your league, Stevie.
Is it Besiktas he's with?
Yes, big money over there, mate. Yeah, tax-free, that's the trouble.
Besiktas, and they're looking for, what do you call it, about £8 million or something, isn't they?
That's what's been speculated, mate. Yeah, that's what's been speculated, yeah. Would you take a punt, mate? Would you take a punt?
Look, if the boys have got it, I would definitely take a punt, aye. I mean, as Southside rightly said, he knows the club, he knows the Scottish game, he's going to hit the ground running, isn't he? And it's what we need, a creative player, let's be honest. And the boy done us proud the last time he was here. It'd be great to have him back. And I honestly think he'd been at such a high, he would hit the ground running. I think he'd be just glad to get back again. But £8 million is a bit of a wage are we talking about?
27-28, mate. 27-28.
28 years, Stevie.
I thought it was about 29-30. Anyway, there you go. So no, I would take a punt then. That makes it even better. So I definitely would take a punt. Look, we need people to come in and hit the ground running. Let's be honest. And that there, I think that boy would be in such a highway coming back. I think he would just go out there and run amok. I really do. I think it'd be good for us. You know, he knows what the expectations are. Do you know what I mean? And he knows what the pressure. He knows we'll go to win every week. He knows all that. So yes, why not take a punt? If I've got to spare £8 million, the whole thing is it no, the whole thing's backed up because we don't know what's happening. We're asking. I mean, I'm hearing what other clubs are asking me.
I don't think he's the only one, mate. But there's obviously you can't bring too many players in. We talked about this last night, Robert, didn't we? That you can't bring them all in, and then if you don't get the ones out, and then you end up with your budget's short. So you've got ins and outs, mate. Robert, I do think that Czerny, to coin a phrase and not being flippant, would be Govan ready. But obviously he's shown that he can scoosh it in our league, yeah.
Aye, more occasions than said, Ox, to be honest with you. I agree with what Southside and Steve is saying. He is a ready-made player. He's came here. He was a slow starter with us as well. Let's not forget. It took time to kind of really bed in and show his qualities. But once he got going, he was hugely effective. He was linking up play. He was getting goals. He was assisting. He was a real threat down that right-hand side. My only concern is probably just the finances involved with everything and most of these kind of deals when you hear it. But again, if he's a guy that can come in, he's an established player. You look at who we've signed: Shankland, Devlin, established. Cherny falls into that bracket as well. So it would be a solution to the problem, and it's not just a short-term fix, Ox. It's a kind of long-term. As much as he's 28, a 3-year deal, aye, 3-year deal, and that's 3 years worth, and that's your right-hand side covered for the next 3 years, and then any other money or loans can be used as filling the squad. But he is a player you would have down as a starter, I'm sure.
Right, I'll ask you this question, and obviously it's been speculated that if Gassama goes, and I'll just pluck a figure at the air, say 6 million, if somebody was willing to take a punt and the gas man. Right, so actually, if you went out the door and you brought Cherny in for 8, your outlay is 2 million, and I know there'll be wages involved, but let's just say similar wages, hypothetically. Yes or no? Southside.
Listen, I'm looking at some of the boys in the chat that are saying, listen, you know what you're getting off Cherny.
Yes or
And if
no?
you can sell
Yes or no?
aye, I'm taking them. I'm taking them.
What the boys in the chat saying, bro?
Now, some are saying they want 10 million, some are saying they want to pay him 40 odd grand a week and all the rest of it. Listen, you might end up spending the money you're going to get in a guy on loan that's going to play in the wing, might cost you a few quid. We paid a lot of money for a centre back on loan for Wolves last season for a lot of money. You're getting him ready. He's a class player. He'll come in and hit the ground running. He doesn't need to worry about settling in. You don't need to worry, is he going to play well every week? I think he's proved when he was in your team. He had a sticky spell a wee bit with the support and he got a wee bit of a stick, and then he got himself together and he started to produce. He's 28 years of age, he's experienced, and he knows what it is to play for the club. And I'd give him 40, 50 grand a week to get him in. If you sell a couple of players, Raskin, Connor, Barron, the gas man, we bring in enough money, I'd go and get him. And I'd give him, if I had to give him the 40 odd grand and maybe get him like that, I'd take him.
I'm only saying you use a gas man budget. Robert, yes or no?
For the figures I gave, yes.
All right. Stevie?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll ask the listeners, would you take a punt on Cherny? Let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Ox,
Yes, mate.
who was the last player to get you right in the edge of your seat? You were like that when he got the ball and he was running. I think the last one was Eggman for me. The Eggman. I think he was the last one that could have
he was
got
in
in the
another
edge
pen,
of the
mate.
seat.
There was things he done that was out of this world. And bizarrely, mate, for all the times we wanted to strangle him, that Desser's done some wonderful things, didn't he?
Oh,
You know,
he
you
did
think,
it.
all right, he didn't do them often enough and he missed sitters, but he done some sublime things as well. But Eggman, aye, but maybe before that, when he was in full flight, when they were playing well for us, Ellis and Kent, mate, yeah. You know, and if you think the standard they done it, if you think back to that night in Dortmund, Southside, yeah, you know, it was just magnificent. So that's the standard, mate.
As I said, you said there, Bettis, big one. You'll not see a better goal than that. He left that guy. That guy's still sliding along that road, and he put it through the keeper's legs. We couldn't believe it. Up there. Unbelievable.
I done some things that were just out of this world, and then for the rest of the game, football player, arguably the biggest enigma I've ever seen. You know, but listen, but we do need somebody. We need that spark. We need some pace. You know, and I don't think we're short of centre forwards, Robert. Yeah.
No, I don't think we are, mate. I think we've got 4 strikers up there who different in the lockers. Well, who's the, I know with the flow we've got, who's the best combination? I think it's quite hard based on the friendlies, but they've all got different attributes.
Is it just me? Is anybody else who used losing Robert a wee bit there, south side?
Aye, it was a wee bit funny.
You're cutting in and out, Robert. You're making a lot of sense, more than normal, but you're cutting it out.
It's getting in and out that microwave, that's what it is.
It's got a Rangers badge on the side.
Is that a bit of news on the back of you?
Keep you on the side there.
Go on, you go, Robert.
Am I back with you? Is that better?
Yes,
Aye.
Yeah, you're back, mate. You're back.
I'm back.
Aye. We'll see what it takes, because it's going to be interesting, and that's my take. You know, if Gasman was to go out and Cherny was to come in, I think you've improved your team. Yeah, I mean, Gasman, I'm not going to criticise him for he's turning up for his work, because I think he was involved in so many games last year. It was quite surprising. But if you take up to the end of August last year under Russell Martin, bizarrely, after that, goals and assists, very, very little. Southside.
Aye, well, Big Shug in the feed has just said Cherny would be our best player by a country mile. 18 goals he scored and 10 assists in a poor team. Right, Gasman came in, started well, scored a few goals. Well, let's be honest, what's he done for a long time in the jersey? And I know he's a young boy, and you're going to wait for him to develop, and he will get better at times. But I'm talking about the now. If you want to get a top drawer player, somebody that will create and assist, and he's ready to go, I would be paying the money. That's why I'm saying a lot of people think too much money and all that. But we're going for a league title here. We want to hit the ground running. We want to get success to our club. Gasman could be good in the long run at times, but he's too inconsistent. He's no doing the damage when it's needed. But McInnes took him off at half time at the weekend for a reason. You seen him going tonto in the dugout, standing outside the park, when at one point he was standing in front of him and he just ran the ball into two West Ham players and lost it without thinking and playing the ball back to Romans or playing a ball inside that was available to Cammy Devlin at the time. He tried to go and run in between the two of them and just lost the ball. Seen McInnes flying these horns up there. You know,
yes,
so I don't see him having a long-term future with Derek McInnes. I don't think he'll last. And I think we say we need a bit of quality on the wing, we need a bit of quality up front, somebody that can service the strikers, put balls in, also score and create, but also put the balls into the box for the players, because Majowski, Shankland need service into the box and they'll score goals all day long. And right now, I think we're going to possibly spend £8 or £10 million on Scove Olsen, who isn't even a patch on Cherny, isn't even close to what we had with Ashcraft Cherny.
That was the best.
Aye, but we were maybe prepared to pay that money, Ox, at the time. So if we were... Aye, so we didn't spend that money, but if he's available at a price that we could get him at, should we offload a couple of players, then I think he'd be the better option.
Scott Wilson, mate, just wipe him from our memory, mate. We tried it and it didn't work. He might kick on and might make us all eat more words, but no, that ship sailed. That'd be interesting. I'm not going to go to the Gasman. I tend to agree with Southside, mate. You know, you need your forward players to be scoring and creating, Stevie. That's the name of the game, eh?
Yep, I'm going to be very critical of him and the Ant-Man. I just think they're two heedless chickens. I think they just stick their head down and run with the ball, and there's the end product. I've got to say, and you were right, I know what you're talking about when McInnes, when they ran into the two players and went bananas. They need I mean, they shouldn't have told that. Look, they've got one thing that you need, Ant-Man and Tim. They've got a bit of pace about them, but they just need, it's all about... What's the word? Choosing properly. There's times when they should shoot, and then there's times they should pass the ball, and they don't. The choice making is woeful. So I mean, there's things that they bring up on themselves, but I just think they're two heedless chickens, mate. They just stick their head down and they run, and half the time there's the end product of them. And we need better. As you said, Shankland and Miovski and guys like that, they need service. They will score goals, but if they get service, and I don't think we're going to get a lot of Finlay, Curtis, the Ant-Man and Gasman, and that's honestly, that's a worry.
Aye. I think we're all agreeing. But listen, I don't want to write Finlay off, because it could have been arranged that he was meant to play 45 minutes to get it under his belt. We don't know what his training regime is, but he's come back a wee bit for the World Cup, so he might have, as they call it, the heavy legs. So he might be getting the spring back as we build up to again on Friday. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's involved. I don't think he'll start, but I think he'll be in the squad. So you never know, mate. You come on, you get a goal, then everybody starts thinking about you differently, Robert, yeah? But I agree with Stevie based on the 2 45-minute performances.
Well, that's it, mate. You can only judge a player in the performance that they put in the game that's in front of them. And if Finlay Curtis is involved in the Friday night and he gets a match winner, then you come on here and you praise him and you talk about the build up to the goal and the goal he scores. But based on the two halves that he's played, there's more questions about him than answers. And as I said earlier, I think there's a massive difference between the expectation of the support of Finlay Curtis and the reality of where he's maybe at.
That's fair. I do think he's a boy that things happen for in the final third. I think he's one of the guys that just things do happen. The ball lands to him. And he's got that knack. I mean, even against Cincinnati, when he didn't have a good game, the ball fell to him and he had a decent dig and didn't get it in target. He's likely to do things and he scores the odd goal. But we'll see who takes it. Anyway, Ross has joined us. Evening, Ross.
All right, brothers. How's it going, mate?
All right, mate. All right. What's on your mind, mate?
What do I think after Sunday's game? I know, mate, like a lot of boys are saying, so my friendly, can you going to say, my friendly? That doesn't matter, mate. I thought we played disgusting on Sunday, sorry. Watching that was a disaster.
I thought we played all right up to the final third. I thought the defence was solid. A lot better. I thought Big Ben had a better game for Wednesday night. I saw a bit of Devlin in the first half. And arguably, I know it was only a friendly, I thought that a guy that I'm critical of, Asgard, I thought done all right at the weekend. Southside.
It got a bit tedious, Ross, towards the end. A lot of the subs were changing. All friendlies are like that, mate. I think we looked a better shape for what we watched against St Etienne. I know, and you're playing West Ham. Listen, Gerard Bowen hardly kicked a ball out there, and he's one of the most dangerous players, and I thought we handled him pretty well, considering he's a well-known name. And as a thing with pre-season, Ross, maybe I know everybody's treating it 100%, but I thought shape-wise, and I thought Devlin for 45 minutes led by example and get stuck in. And I thought, I agree with Ox, I thought Asgard looked a lot better again. Different player, looks as if he's got a wee bit about him. Maybe McKinnon says in a chat. I thought Big Godfrey looked alright. I think it's just disappointing. The two wingers that we had on and Nadiri up front just didn't really create anything for him, and we didn't really do much down the flanks, Ross. I think that was probably a bit annoying. We didn't create enough chances or a lot of chances. But I think it'll be different come Friday, mate, against Dundee United. I think Friday night, I think we'll be well ready for them, and I think we'll create a lot more chances. A different type of game. So, listen, I don't always bother about friendlies too much, to be honest. Some people want to say, oh, you need to win every game, we need to win. I just think we looked a bit better, we looked structurally a bit better. But aye, for what you paid for the game, and it wasn't the greatest to watch at times, but it is friendlies, mate, and that's just how I see it every year. I try and not go to them at Ibrox, but unfortunately, when you're my jersey, you get offered them. I prefer the away games. If we were playing West Ham down there, I think it would have been a better day out. But listen, it is what it is, mate. I think we're physical wise, I think the players are looking all right. And as we talked about it the other night, I think you can see yourself, there's a good 7 or 8 of 8 players now, are going to start. And it's just about adding extra quality as we go along, Ross, through till the transfer window shuts.
Oh, can I come back in there? Just talk about the price. Sorry.
Ross, big Stevie
On
for
you
the
go,
drum.
Ross. All right, on you go.
Just talk about the
Aye.
price of drink.
On you
What
go.
was that, Ross?
Aye, it was, mate, aye. Ox, are you still there?
I'm here, mate. Aye, carry on.
Just talking about the price, I usually talk the price of drink and that, and the price in also for a cola up at Ibrox, mate. Honestly, see the burger vans in the streets and that, you're paying $5.65 for a burger and a can of cola and all the rest of it. It's disgraceful, mate.
You're right. Ross,
Yeah.
big Stevie for the drum. I'm the food expert on this panel. Listen, I'm telling you right now, you're totally right. All right about that stadium, the Rangers fans are getting bumped. And I'll tell you who the biggest one is. And he's been open for years. You think he'd be looking after the Rangers fans? See that chip shop at the Subway? Do you know when you buy a sausage supper, they only give you one sausage? And it's nearly double the price of any other night. If I was a Rangers fans, I wouldn't eat round about Ibrox. I wouldn't even eat inside it. There you go. Because you get ripped off inside it, and you get ripped off all around the perimeter. It's a total disgrace what they're doing to the Rangers fans and outside round about Ibrox. I'm no miserable, by the way. I'm no miserable. I bought a burger out the burger van, £6, and then I always go in and get my pie, right? And do you know, for 2 Coca-Colas, it was £9, £4.50 for 2 Coca-Colas, and most of them you need to take your own gas with you, like a soda stream. There's hardly any gas in them. So, listen, I totally agree with you. It's totally ridiculous round about the burger vans, the gypsy vans all around about there. And that chip shop, the Italian chip shop, they only give you, the price of the suppers are different to the night before or the day after. And they bang the price up, the Rangers fans coming. And the suppers, when you should get 2 hamburgers or two sausages, you only get one. They only give you one. They're absolutely rip-offs from start to finish. They're all right round the place. It's a disgrace.
There you go.
Well done, brother. Proud of you, mate. Proud of you, brother. Hope you all are listening, Rangers fans. Avoid it like the plague. No surrender. We are the people.
Cheers, Ross. There you go. There you go, Robert. There's somebody who does their consumer homework, mate. He has to go the night before or the night after to see how the kidney portions are. No many people would do that. No many people would do that, Robert. Yeah.
No, it's dedication. That's what it is, Stevie. Dedication.
Well,
Problems in the world, but as long as you get your 2 sausages.
Listen, you're wanting to get your sausage supper, your 2 Jimmy Nichols, and your bottle of juice, and maybe a buttered roll. And by the way, you hardly get the only butter one side of the roll, by the way. But this is what you're up against. It's a disgrace. And know how I feel for? I feel for a boy with a family of 3 Waynes, and he's taking them and they all got a burger each. That's £6, £12, £18 for 3 burgers. He's not even bought him a can of juice yet. If he keeps it, he's into Ibrox, he's going to be about another £13 for 3 juices. It's an absolute disgrace what's happening to Rangers fans. And I wish they would all boycott all the...
If you want to see something that how things change, mate, I watched something today on the Buffalo Bills, mate, with their new stadium, and you see how prices can change. I get what you're saying, mate. Again, I'll put it down. All people are looking for value for money. You know you're going to have to pay slightly more at certain times, but it's got to be value for money. And if it's right, your point is valid. If you've got 2 Waynes, what one gets the half a buttered roll? You know what I mean?
Right, come on, do get back to the football. This is getting silly. I saw some supper and 2 Jimmy Nichols.
You started it.
Ox, a sausage supper, right? Let's be honest, a sausage supper out that chippy is about £8, right? A sausage supper with 1 sausage, £8. And if you ask for 2 Jimmy Nichols, you're about £9. Come on, man. It's absolute disgrace. All around about the place. A cheeseburger and onions, £6. Come on. Let's be honest, they're getting it. My friend there who, he had these wee shops, but he knows what I'm talking about. He's turning that out £1 a roll, no even a 50p for the roll and probably 50 pence for the burger and a half an onion. Come on, man. It's cost them next to nothing. They're ripping the people off up left, right, and centre. Inside the ground's a man for me.
Right, and by the way, inside the ground, get it right, get people in, make it better, make it heated, everything. Move it into the 21st century. You know, use the ground as an asset. People meet, because obviously we don't play all our games in the sunshine, Robert.
No, we don't, mate. We don't. And for a lot of people, it's a good wee catch up as well before a game to go to Ibrox and mingle within the stands and in the foyer and things like that. And you want to make it as, again, it goes back to that fan experience. I know they've tried to do the fan zone at Edison House, but we've already touched on it. It's far too small. You get in there on a match day, it's cramped, and you try and get to the bar, you're standing there before you need to go to the game. It's a chaos at times. So if you can get more people within the ground, around the foyer and things like that, for decent prices and decent quality, then that brings the fans in, the punters in, bums on seats, and again that improves your sales and everything else. But you've got to ensure you're getting it right. You can't just slash the prices and then the quality drops even more. You've got to make sure that everything is on point right across the board. And as much as we can say we need to get transfers right, we need to get fan experience right, we need to get everything right about the club. We're on the right steps, but there's still things that can be improved off the field as much as on it.
Aye. Right, okay, yeah.
Right, Ross was happy. When he went off the phone now.
I wonder how we ended up on food tonight, Southside. I wonder who.
Got to hurry up. So I'm going to fling a sausage in the air fryer the new where the break's gone. So hurry up. Get some brown sauce on it.
Is that one?
I'm having two. No, I'm having two sausages. No, air fryered up. Brown sauce, can't beat it. But aye, I know what he's saying. He's right. I'll tell you next time I speak to you, Stevie, who used to have that chip shop, right? You'll be surprised when I tell you. But aye, it's changed hands now, and you'll know the person that when I tell you off air who actually owned that for many years. They were blue noses, so they were at the time. I don't know now, but anyway. But I know what you're saying. Listen, I went one night and outside the Copeland. I don't usually buy anything about Ibrox at all. So you just go with a packed lunch, big man. You know what it's like. But the cheesy meat rolls, I've been missing him, the wee cheesy meat rolls. Yeah, you remember him? Aye, but about £8.5, £9 for salt and chilli chicken. Just about 8 of them in a wee box for that one that sits outside the Copeland stand. No, yeah, I bought it for one of the wains. So you're like, nah, I'll agree with the big one. I caught them all. Get the standard up.
Aye, get it right so that people want to go on the ground, spend their money, help the club. Yeah, but don't rip them off. That's the balance. Right, well, obviously we're going to have to go back to the football. We've done curtains, we've done beef burgers, we've done salt and pepper chicken, we've done Jimmy, sausage supper.
I know I've got an order for 2 French freezers and a pair of curtains in who, by the way, off that YouTube feed.
Oh dear. Do you know how you don't want to come on with these two on, Robert?
I'm just glad I've had my dinner before I came on, otherwise I'd be starving right now.
Here, mate. Here. Right, we're just a wee bit early, but we'll go to the tune, and we'll get back to the football after the tune. So get yourself a mute. Any selection? Any thoughts? Outside tune tonight? What do you think the Foxes went for?
Who's doing it? Is it the Fox that's doing it, or is it the old school Blue that's doing it?
You'll find it's Mr. Fox, yeah.
Well, is it? I think he'll have something I like then. I think the Fox will have something I like. There's a wee clue.
Well, on the tune tonight, there might be a chicken supper in it. Get yourself a mute, because we're going to have a tune.
I'd been in exile for some years, and my eyes filled up with tears when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. So I took a trip along just to hear some famous songs when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. I stood there all alone while the boys all down from home sang of Rangers, that team of great renown. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung, and a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now on the field below, the boys put on a show, the likes they'd never seen at Molyneux. And it's football, it was grand, from Macmillan, Scott and Brand, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung, and a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now the league flag must come nearer, with men like Bobby Shearer, the way he played at Wolverhampton town. And the world forever after would sing of Jimmy Baxter, for on his head they placed that noble crown. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung, and a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now I knew it had to happen, I heard a mighty roar, the famous Glasgow Rangers they had scored, and the sky was white and blue, Wolverhampton shook right through, the loyal ramping Rangers had come through. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung, and a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. When the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I've had a message. That song tonight came from both Old School Blue and Fox. It was a joint effort. So there we have it. Anyway, we'll be joined by Billy. Evening, Billy. What's on your mind, mate?
Good evening. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. Hey, a couple of
Well,
points. How you doing? Firstly, he's all right, aye? Good.
Yes,
Good.
Good to hear you, Billy.
You too, brothers. You too. I clocked a wee hang during the week here. Listen, I'm echoing. Is it all right?
Carry on, mate. Carry on.
That better now?
Yeah.
Carry on, mate.
Right, okay, mate. That sounds sound. I clocked a wee hang that we've been raving about for a wee while and we've not seen. Big Stevie, you're outside that. I've been banging on about it, the dark arts and a wee bit of togetherness about the Rangers players. Well, I don't know if you clocked it at the weekend there. There was an incident with the West Ham, the big centre forward. It was on the corner flag, right? And he had a kick out at wee Finlay Curtis. And the wee laddie, Cammy Devlin, went there and he gave the big boy a shove out the road. And the boy looked at him and he squared up to him. And the boy, the West Ham player, obviously turned away and walked away. But him and wee Finlay Curtis gave one another a wee high five. And I thought, you know what? I says, that's what we've been missing. We've been missing somebody with that wee bit of needle in there. It's going to look after players and all that. And the very next tackle, Big Sterling went through the boy on the edge of the box, but it was a brilliant. He actually slid in with his right foot, and he won the ball on the very same player. Brilliant. And that's one of the things that we've really been missing for a wee while. guys. Regarding Asgard Docs, I remember you asked me last year when we signed the boy. Well, we signed the two or three different players. Who was I looking forward to seeing? Well, I think that this is going to be the player that I've been wanting to see for last season. He's just no turned up yet. And I think Derek McInnes actually fancies him, guys. You know, he definitely looks a completely different player. He looks a lot more sharper on the ball. He looked all young laid back way last year. He's got all the tools in the world. We all know that. But it looked as if he was a lot more hungrier to want to get involved in the play and make things happen. And he was floating to the left. No, he was hard to pick up. He was going left. He was going right. You know, he was dropping deep, getting the ball. You know, no, obviously too deep, but he was dropping into good areas, wee pockets of space. He was finding space all over the park, and that's what I like to see. Sometimes his final ball could be that wee bit better, you know, but we understand that you're not going to have a great final ball all the time. But I think he could be a key player for us this year. And just to touch on the Cherny one, I know the boys were talking about it. It's a definite eye for me all day long. You know, I spoke to Southside about this. I clocked the runs he was making. He was making wee ghost runs. I caught him in behind fullbacks and that, and he was getting into spaces that other players are not getting into. And I think if the Rangers fancy him, I think that'd be a great addition to our squad, because he'll bring a hell of a lot to Rangers. You know, he's clever. You know, he can create chances. He's got a sweet left foot. He can go right or left. He's got pace. You know, he gives you great service, and he throws in with the goals. You know what I mean? So that's a no-brainer for me, Troops.
Right, I'll take your first point first, Billy. Right, I'll take that to the boys. I'll go to Robert with, but I think you're right, mate. That any good team needs a ball winner. At all levels, mate, different kinds of the higher you got the levels. But if we've won that ball winner in Cavi Devlin, he ain't a giant, yeah, but he plays as if he is a giant. So he plays for the team first and foremost. And that word you used, maybe needle, maybe we've lacked it. Robert.
Evening, Billy. Good to hear from you, pal. Listen, you're right in terms of Devlin. I think there was also the one where Fernandez clocked the West Ham boy down near the corner flag in the first half. And the other boy came across to Fernandez, and the first guy in the scene was Cammy Devlin. Now, I'm going to be honest, Billy, I'm not surprised with Cammy Devlin's performances. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, simply because he's showing what we already know and what he brought at Hearts. But what has impressed me is the way he's conducted himself kind of off the park. There's no ego about it. He's got a big move to Rangers. The world's at his feet, but there's no ego about it. He's enjoying it. He's always smiling. He's praising the club every interview he's done so far. But on the pitch, he is that type of player that we know he is. We've seen it against us. We've seen it against other teams. He has got that, as you say, needle, and we have lacked it. A load of people have come on this show and people have spoke online about our midfield being too soft or too nice. Cammy Devlin will put a foot in, and he will not shy away from anything. And that's something we have lacked. And as Ox said, he's not the most physical guy, but he's not going to shy away from anybody or any challenge. But the most important thing that he and Derek McInnes need to do is basically game manage. And I think when McInnes has got that experience with him already, that will prove a massive factor with his discipline and how he manages the games.
Southside, the Asgard, mate, we've talked about Asgard. I think we've all talked about Asgard on and off air, mate.
Aye, he's got great technical ability. He's comfortable on the ball. He didn't show enough last year at all in any way, shape or form. Scored a couple of good free kicks. He can take a man on. He can ghost by a player. He can turn. He's done a couple of wee turns there and against West Ham. He had a couple of players round about in the middle of the park, and he just swiveled one way and swiveled the other. Next minute he was away and he played a ball down the line to Romans. He was the turn he done in the halfway line. He probably should have released the ball to Shankland before he get fouled and had to go after a sore shoulder. But he's got ability. He's got the wee touches and the flicks. I was surprised against the net, and I seen him sliding in for he slid in for a tackle to try and win the ball, which he hadn't done since he came. And I think McInnes has had an influence on him. He's a game changer for us. He's 100% a game changer. He's the quality of what we need at that other end of the park. Devlin, Neil, Dan Neil, Devlin, Barron, and maybe I don't know so much of the wife of Partizan, but by all accounts he's a number 6. But I dare say, hopefully he'll be able to go and create something. But they're all similar, and we need somebody at the top end of the park that can go by players with ease. And I think he could be the one player this year that could surprise us all. And it might be the fact that McInnes will get the best out of him. He's been here a season, so he knows what it's about. But maybe this could be a big year for him. He's certainly got all the ability, comfortable on the ball, balance, vision. And we just need him to have that, but have a wee streak about him when he wants the ball. He wants to be that player. We give him the ball and he goes and does his stuff. And hopefully we can rely on him more this year, and he will kick in and get more goals and assists. So I think his attitude since he's come back for the World Cup. See, my dad, he scored against France. You seen the goal he scored against France? You know, that's you're at a World Cup and you're scoring against France, and it was the only game he got. So I think he's got all the ability, and I hope Derek McInnes can bring it out of him.
Right,
Cheers, mate. Stevie, and you come on Cherny, mate.
Right.
On Cherny.
Right, can I just say something on Asgard first, please? Is that all right? Right, Asgard for me, there's no doubt he's stuck out the last 2 games, right? He's been really good the last 2 games. But let's not be kidding it. He needs to learn the dark arts of the game too. He's got all the ability in the world. But see in Scotland, the Scottish football and the way people, you've got to remember now that the one eyebrow brigade will know the other teams, right? And they're sticking about in and stuff like that. That's when he disappears. The big man is no doubt class, good big football player, but he's got a wee bit of time in the ball and everything else. He looks good, but he needs to learn the dark side of the game. And I think Devlin might rub off on him a wee bit, help him with that a wee bit. Certain things, if they watch him, if guys like Diamondi are saying, "Oh, I should start flinging it about," maybe some people will learn wee bits and bobs after Devlin when it comes to the dark arts, and I hope that. But for me, the big one, if he just learns a wee bit more about the nasty side of the game, because there's no doubt about it, he's got all the ability in the world, doesn't he? I mean, he definitely has. But let's just see. It wasn't really a competitive game, a friendly. So just let's see what he can do when it is competitive, and then we'll get into it from there. On Cherny's a yes for me all day long. Hit the ground running. He's what, 28 we said? Is that right? 27, 28? So I would definitely get Bully. For me, it's a no-brainer. He knows the game, he knows the club, he knows what it means to the fans, he knows everything about it, Scottish game. It's a no-brainer. If I had the money, I'd buy him myself. There you go.
If you had the money.
After you get a chippy.
Can I just say on Devlin, one of the things that surprised me, Billy, is his enthusiasm and his digging in that. That's no surprise, mate. What I've also noticed, mate, that he keeps it simple and he passes the ball where it wants to go. And that's where some of the players have let us down. So, Cherny, a yes for me. Devlin, work in progress, and we'll see where it takes us. Hopefully, he carries on his good form. And Asgard, it's up to him, mate. It's as simple as that with Asgard. It's up to him. Billy, come back in before we bring in the caller, mate.
Listen, I think Cammy Devlin's more an intelligent football player than people actually give him credit for, to be honest with you. And that's exactly the reason that you've just touched on there, Ox. So, I think Cammy Devlin's got to be a massive player for us this season, because he'll be one of the type players that breaks the play up as well, and he can keep it simple and get to the players that can play football. You know what I mean? And that's what we're looking for.
Yes.
Aye. Just Billy, what drop are you wanting? These curtains, we're getting a job lot, mate. What drop you want? A 55 or you want the full lead?
Well, listen, I'm buzzing out my nut for a steak pie supper, to be honest with you, so Listen, and just before you bring that caller in, mate, there's one of the boys on the YouTube feed there. I'm just saying a wee swatch. William Salmond, he's asked me if I've got a horse for the Mora. Well, I have, pal. It's Opera Ballo at Goodwood. So there you go, mate. Get your tank on it.
Well, you've done that as before, Billy. Just where did it finish?
Listen, that'll win them on. Trust me.
All right,
Billy.
I'll follow it.
No,
anyway.
didn't request. No, didn't request.
I'll
Should have
follow
told him
it.
to phone in.
Don't worry. Billy, have a nice Christmas, mate. All right. All right. Anyway, we'll be joined by Gary. How we doing, Gary? A long time since we heard from you, brah.
How you doing, Ox? You okay, mate?
Good to hear from you, mate. How's things? How's life? How's the family?
Doing all right, mate. My business. I've been listening. I love to listen all the time. So busy with the business. My business is it's exploding, 167% growth in 2 years. So I'm just trying to manage that whilst not letting it.
When I get you into the Chancellor's job, mate, if that's a growth you're getting.
Aye, it's we're flying it. We're 40% up this year on last year. So
Brilliant,
we're going well.
brilliant. What's your take on the Rangers, mate? What's on your mind?
I'm take you off speaker, put you to my ear because it's a lot easier. I'm just really excited, mate. I mean, I know we've had false dawns the last 4 or 5 years since we won the league, really, but I just think we're getting back to where we should be as a club. A Scottish foundation, players that have been there and done it in the league. And when I say done it, I mean they know what the league's about. Shanklin hasn't won anything really in Scottish football, but he knows what the league's about. Devlin, same. Now, I'm going to go and touch on a couple of bits about the players he's been talking about. But Derek McInnes is a good manager, and he's a great fit for Rangers. And I actually like the fact that didn't come to us when he did, because, do you know what? It wouldn't have been the right time for him under the owners that we had at the time. It wouldn't have worked. So he was smart, saying no when he did. I personally think, and he probably knew that at the time, and he might have been getting counselled on that. Do you know what I mean? So I actually think that's to his benefit. I really think, because I think he's earned his stripes elsewhere. He's done really well with clubs that he's been at. I think he's done well with Kilmarnock. I think he almost won the league with Hearts. I know Rangers and Celtic were poor. They'll not be that poor again, but Hearts were sensational for the season, and he nearly done it with them if they were. And I personally think if decisions had they gone against them, and they'd have won it. So we've got him. I think he's now the best manager in the league. But he's at Rangers now, and I fully back him. And I watched parts of the game. I recorded it and watched it back, the West Ham game, and it is what it is. You can't read too much into it because it's pre-season. But I think what we're looking for. Sorry, Alex, go for it.
I get that, mate, about the pre-season, but we're only critiquing what you're watching. You can't say somebody had a good game and a bad game. It doesn't mean they'll not be good on Friday night, mate. Yeah, I get that pre-season.
I think when you look at it, right, if you look at the interview before the game, Derek McInnes was asked, what do you want to achieve for this game? And he said, a clean sheet. And we came away with that. And I think that's something we've been lacking for the past 3-4 years. For the past 3-4 years, mate, our defence has been absolutely woeful. And we've made measures to fix that. I think Tav was a great servant to the club. And I mean, I know you spoke about it, and I was speaking to Dave Kelly on social media, and I've got my thoughts on Tav, and I know you have discussed that, so we won't go over that again. But I think it was the right time for Tav to leave, and I think the way in which he left showed a lot about his character, to be honest with you. But great servant to the club. Thanks very much, but time to move on. And I think Rangers will be a lot stronger for it. And I think the same way Butland moving on as well and bringing in this young goalkeeper, Pandur, I think he'll make a couple of mistakes this season, no doubt about that, because he's only a young player. But I think overall, his the way he apparently comes and collects the ball for close balls, I think it's going to be a godsend, because we need a goalie that absolutely commands that 6-yard box and collects everything in the air. And as we know for Scottish football, we'll just get bombarded in that box all the time. And our centre half's been our goalie for the last 3, 4, 5 years. Just haven't done that. They set pieces and stuff like that.
Listen, I made the comment last week, and I'll bring in Robert, then I'll bring in Stevie, and then Southside can chip in, but I just feel some of the things I've just said, it just feels a better fit. With nothing to back that up, apart from it just feels better. Robert, keep it brief.
Hi, evening, pal. Good to hear from you. I think the good thing about Derek McInnes is because he's been in the league, not only does he know our kind of strengths as a club, he also knows your weaknesses firsthand, playing against us, done a lot of media work as well. So from the outside looking in, you see more problems than maybe you do when you're in the club. So he'll certainly come in with that idea that there's a lot of things that he feels he can fix, and I think that's a good thing to have. So I'm looking forward to it as well, mate. And obviously we'll see on Friday night where we're really at in terms of competitive fixtures. As you say, there's only so much you can take from pre-season, but all signs so far looking good, mate. Much better state than what we were a year ago.
Southside.
He's a good manager, Gary. I think he likes to talk to players. I think players feed off that. There's a few of them talk positively. I know it's early doors, but past players have talked well about him when they've been interviewed before, and they've asked about Derek McInnes, and they've all said, even when I wasn't even in the team, he made me feel part of the team. I think he's a good fit at the right time now. I think the board's more stable. We've got money we can offer him. I think he knows what's required to be a Rangers player. Being a player before, he's managed Scotland, so he knows what it is to go up against us, and he's probably looked at our weaknesses throughout last season's squad, and he knows what he wants. He doesn't want to fail because he knows he'll be out the door. So I think you're right. He's come in at the right time. I think Shanklin's in. I'd like to have him come in last season, to be honest, but he's in this year, and I think we've got goals up front, Gary Bear. If we can supply the ball into the box, we've got strikers that can finish. And we're a bit steady at the back. I agree with the goalkeeper. Against St Etienne, he was about 25 yards out the box and all that. He was standing in the middle of the park as if he was a player. But he will risk it. But I think he'll be decent in the long term for us. So I'm confident. I think we've got the right sort of players. I think we're still a bit short. Still think we've still a few players that we can make the quality a bit better. But McInnes knows what we're all about, Gary, and that'll do for me. And it's down to the players to go out there and perform and show. And I think there'll be an all-togetherness with him. I think he'll bring them all together, mate, and I think you'll see that on the park.
Stevie.
Gary, big Stevie for the drum, mate. It's good to hear your business is thriving. 40% last year. That's magic, mate. We'll get a wee talk later on. Are you in the catering business by any chance, no? Listen, you're totally right about Derek McInnes knocking back the Rangers. It wasn't probably the right time for him, his family and everything else. Super Sally knocked us back as well one time, if I can remember right. Am I right in saying that, Ox? You're a history man. Did McCoy knock the Rangers back and went somewhere and then we got him again?
Speculation has it that when he was with St Georgestown, they tried to buy him and he went to Sunderland, mate. Yeah?
That's correct. Well, so there you go. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. The time's right now. The boys have said everything. There's nothing really any more I can say about his man management, and I think the boys will fight and die for him. And it's really good the players have brought in that know the Scottish game and everything else. So happy days. And just let's hope that we don't have this 2 steps forward and 3 back. Let's add to what we've got and let's go and do it. And everything's, you sound positive and the Bells sound positive on here tonight, and it's a good thing. Come on, the Teddy Bells, get into them.
Is it as simple as that, Gary? It just feels better.
I think so, and I think we overcomplicate football, and I think that's part of the problem that the club's had. We try to bring in these managers with fantastic CVs and amazing philosophies on how to play. It's Scottish football. It's simple. And you know what? This ties in with the Devlin point, right? In order to play football, you have to earn that right in Scottish football. You have to win the physical battle. And we've not done that. We've not even come close to that. Right? And Devlin, he can play football. But do you know what he'll do? And I noticed it in the West Ham game, seeing the first couple of minutes, Diamondi played a ball short to him, right? A friendly, and he's sliding in to win that ball back. And then Diamondi done a little pirouette and got a shot at. That's the kind of fight you need. That's a bounce game. So if he's going to do that in the middle of the pitch to win the ball back in a bounce game, what do you think he's going to do against competitive games against the teams that are out there to try and bully you? And He's not going to get
Yeah.
back up.
He'll do exactly the same things, mate. He'll play football. He'll be the same in training, mate. My opinion. Yeah? He'll play it again the way he plays again. Doesn't matter. If you were playing Alva or you were playing Real Madrid, they'd play the same way.
And you know as well, right? Another important point. He'll train like that. That's what he'll train like. So you're not getting that just on a Saturday and Sunday when I'm playing. He's going to train like that every day. He's going to be like a terrier let off the leash in training. He probably piss a lot, sorry for swearing, probably annoy a lot of boys in training because of the way he trains. But I say you need to train. Winners train like that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Gary, Big Steve again. For years on this show, I've been talking about a bit of iron in the middle of that park. We're too nice. For football players, we're too nice. See when you got to Aberdeen the Wednesday night and the pissing rain and everything else. It's no skill that gets you over the line. It's fighting desire. And we guys like we Devlin are going to get that for you. Guys like Shanklin will fling everything at it up front and see guys that are going to get you over that line. Sulky soccer does the work. It's fighting desire. And we've not had that for a long, long time in our team. And we've got a wee bit of it. We're getting a wee taste of it over the last couple of wee games there. And if you can remember Manny Derek McInnes' interviews that he said the Rangers team trained how they played, maybe you're totally right when you're saying Devlin would probably be doing that at training, because I couldn't see McInnes stopping him and saying, "Oh, you don't do that." I think he would want that. I think he would encourage that. So you're probably totally right saying that as well, mate.
that's one of my favourite Gascoigne stories, Stevie, with Gattuso and the build up to the Old Firm game. I don't know if you've heard it.
Aye, brilliant.
Brilliant. Robert, you heard it?
It's brilliant.
I have indeed, mate. I have indeed. I'm sure the listeners would love to hear it.
Just quickly, they're having a game and Gattuso's firing in, like, maybe more so than Cammy Devlin. So Walter has a word with Gaza to speak to him in Italian to tell him to calm down. Gaza says to him, the gaffer doesn't think you're giving enough. The next tackle's about 2-footed round the neck, and all the players are killing themselves laughing. Walter's gone nuts. And Gaza carries on for laughing. Brilliant story. Brilliant. Anyway, look, Robert, there's been some rule changes. I just want you to mention them. Well, rule changes. The rules haven't changed, but for the want of a better word, the directors. Some of it came for the World Cup, some of it positive. It'll be interesting to see how they're ruled in Scotland, mate. You've got a list of them for us?
I do indeed, mate. There's a brief summary. I'll go through them. There's laws of the game changes for this season will be a second yellow card. So if a player is given 2 yellow cards, VAR can now review it and remove it if it's an incorrect call by the on-field official. Any player who goes under treatment on the pitch must then go off the pitch for 1 minute until they're allowed back on the field of play. A substitute has 10 seconds to get off the park and the next player on the pitch. The exemption is, of course, if a player is injured, there's a bit of leeway, obviously. And a throw-in time limit. They have 5 seconds to take a throw-in. If they go over the time, the throw-ins are awarded to the other side of the team. And the reason behind that, as quoted by Willie Collum, is to improve the speed of the game. Not improve the officials, just the speed of the game.
So, do you have to have the ball in your hands, mate, for that 5 seconds to start? If the ball's rolling about, when does
So
5 seconds start?
Once you pick up the ball, if it's something like the World Cup, mate, once the ball's in your hand, 5 seconds to take the throw in.
Right, so
otherwise,
what
it's
you
in
do
their
is-
team.
What you do is you don't pick the ball up till you're ready.
Correct.
Right. Second one, the first one with the 2 yellows, mate. I get that. There's a bit of sense in that. But what happens if the second booking was a booking, but the first one wasn't a booking? Where's the sense in it if you don't look at both of them?
Well, that's the thing, mate. That's the thing.
I'm just
me,
picking up the flaws, Bill. Yeah, I know you know your rules, mate, but you've read them out, so you're getting to blame it. But look, I'm all for betting again. Billy, any thoughts?
Well, listen, I never thought of that one with the 2 yellow cards, but that's a good shout, isn't it? Because it doesn't make sense, that one. If one's not a yellow and the other one is a yellow and vice versa, then, how can you send a player off type thing if the referee's made a boo-boo on the first one? And many times have we seen them doing that over the period, Regarding the substitutes, that's a good one and all, because you're listen, you might mind it was the substitute, he took an earth to walk from one side of the park to the other, and he tried to say, no, you'll go to that side of the park. Regarding the ones where a player doing injured, well, that'll be interesting as well, you know what I mean? Because many players have you seen that's been down and there's been hee-haw rang with them, so are VAR going to pick up on the players that's getting that for stimulation? I don't know. Only time will tell, Ox, to be honest with you. But listen, if anything at all is possible to improve the standard of the game as a whole in Scotland, to sell the product and make it a better spectacle for the punters in the stands and whatever the case may be, then I'm all for it, mate. But listen, you've got to hear officials doing their job first and foremost, properly, or what's the point,
I just wonder who's going to count to 5, because we'll struggle to get any referees. Southside.
It's laughable, isn't it? You've got to be off the park within 10 seconds. For being a substitute, you've got 5 seconds to take a throw in. This will be really funny. I'm sure Walsh will be right at it on Friday night, so we'll see how it starts, but I'm sure it will start with a bang against us on Friday. Listen, players haven't even been off the park at any of this point. Some days, some don't, but a lot of them have just all been walking across to cheerio and congratulate the player coming on. The odd time a player will run off, maybe if you're getting beat or you're behind, they might jump off and that and walk around the park, but a lot of them haven't throughout the season. If you watch the games, a lot of them will just stroll across to the halfway line just to come off the park. It's watched it many occasions, but it'll be interesting. More rules for the clowns to try and make the game quicker and speed it up, but they want to get the decisions right to start with, control the game. So it's just mere madness, mate. But it'll be interesting to watch it. Just another thing on that, we're talking about referees. Bobby Madden, he's doing a show on a Monday morning now about the game on the Friday, so he's going to be covering Friday's games and Saturday's games and Sunday's games. He's got a podcast coming. He's going to talk about the refereeing decisions, so that'll be interesting when that comes out on the Monday. See how that affects the thing that Billy Collin comes out with. But he's going to explain it all. He's apparently the decisions for the weekend and a new podcast starting on Monday. So that's another thing we can always get a watch it, see what he thinks of the standard of the referees in Scotland.
Aye. Gary, thoughts?
With all the things that are wrong with Scottish football refereeing, and they're introducing more rules to complicate the situation. I think on the face of it for the game, I think it should be a good thing, right? But I coached futsal for a while. Futsal's dead quick like that. You have to take the ball back and play. So it's a good thing, but like you were saying, keep the ball at your feet and don't pick it up. You know what I mean? I've said this before. See if you want to waste time at the end of a game, don't send somebody out to take a throw in. What's for everybody? Book everybody. Just don't send them there. But,
I've got an easy solution, mate. I've got an easy solution for it. Stop the clock. Work the game backwards. Stop the clock. It doesn't matter how long you take.
It's your time you're wasting.
Stop the clock.
No, I think on the page, the players are intelligent, mate. They'll find a way around it, and they'll manipulate it, and refs will get it wrong, and we'll be back talking about something. Do you know what I mean? One of the refs will be like 35 or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Start booking players for taking a throw in. Like you're saying, who's thought about this one, about looking at the yellow card? I don't know if it is the first yellow card that shouldn't have been given, or was lenient.
Aye.
It's stupidity. Do you know what? It seems like people that come up with these law changes, right? They've never actually played the game. Then, funnily enough, they have me. It's mental, isn't it?
I'm available, mate. I'm available. You know what I mean? I'm also available to help run the country, but that's another story, right? But It's just all we're looking for is common sense. I get the one with the second yellow card, but it's mental if you don't look at the first one. You know, you'll have somebody getting booked, and then you'll check it out, and they'll get booked, and they'll took 4.5 seconds to take the throw in, and then they'll make a foul and get sent off. That's what's going to happen, Robert. Yeah.
I think so, mate. It goes back to his point earlier on. I know we're having a laugh and a carry on about the club and the products at the stadium and things, but you're looking at the officials last season, the amount of mistakes they made and errors that they were brought to scrutiny for. You've got to get that right first before you bring this in. To me, I understand improving the speed. I'm all for that, but you've got to make sure you're doing everything else right before adding to this. To me, this just opens it up for more criticism and more scrutiny.
All right, as we move back into the last few minutes of the show, let's hear from East.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yes, I think you've got some other information on the players we've signed so far, Robert, that might be pleasing to some people.
Aye, certainly, mate. One of the talking points we've done from with any player we sign, we always look at the kind of history of their injuries, and more so over the most recent seasons. There's been a lot of players signed that have had injuries in the past that are raising a few eyebrows about going forward. But in terms of the ones we've signed, mate, it's a bit of split opinion in terms of where they've had their injury histories. But I'll go through them quickly, mate. Pandor missed 18 games in 21-22 with a shoulder injury. Since then, full clean bill of health. Ross McCrory, a bone inflammation in 23-24, missed 28 games. And a hamstring injury, missing 9 games in 24-25. Being a defender, probably expected. Ben Godfrey, we know he's got the long COVID, but since 24-25 season, he's missed 5 games and no serious injury since a broken fibula in 22-23. Cammy Devlin, ankle injuries since 22-23, missed 44 games with Hearts in his whole career. Dragojevic, no registered injuries. Dan Neil missed 3 games with an ankle injury, 23-24. And Shankland, since his time at Hearts in 2020 to 2021, he's missed 16 games, ranging from an ankle, a calf, or a hamstring injury. So there's ones in there, mate, that's part and parcel of football, but no real major concerns, if you ask me, compared to what we have maybe had previous signings.
Okay, all right. So, listen, that, I mean, somebody's had an injury 5 years ago. I don't think we can look at it once. If you look at it and make sure his shoulder's all right, and he passes a medical for the goalkeeper, it's just down to pure luck, Stevie, in it, going forward. They've not signed anybody with one leg hanging off as we've done in the past.
Nah. We let big Connor Golson when we signed him. He had a heart problem, didn't he? And we thought, oh, what's going to happen here? He played every... I wonder how many games big Connor Golson actually played for us, because he was never out that team, never ever. But listen, it doesn't matter. Every player's different. It's a gamble, no matter who we buy or what injury they had or how much they cost. Everything's a gamble, and you just need to see. It's down to the player, and it's really down to the player. You know how long he wants to boot with things. If they want to get back and play for the jersey, they'll get back sooner rather than later. You just don't know. It's just a gamble. With me, look, as I said, big Connor Golson, there he's away in for an heart thing to come through. Well, fair play to him, and I hope the big man's all right for his family's sake, number it now. But he came to Rangers and he had a heart thing, and we all thought, oh, what's going on here? And the big guy was never out the team. Him and Tav, never out the team, never injured. Played every minute, all the time. I can't even think of a game where it was an important game where he was missing. You know, it's just your Donald Duck. And that's the whole truth of it, isn't it? You could sign one of the fittest guys on the planet and they might get injured at training. You just don't know.
Aye. I think the point was Robert's trying to make, we've signed guys that are fit. Robert, yeah?
100%.
Yep.
I mean, I remember missing 2 bond parades thanks to a fishbone that was launched in the back of my throat. You know, these things happen. That was only 2 parades in about 30 years. These things happen.
The day, mate. The day. But what I was saying was that the injuries
but
they've
that
had
was
is
that was a
partial of the
Saturday.
game.
That was a Saturday morning parade. That means he was eating fish on a Friday. So Southside, sometimes in life you get.
He's caught out now, isn't he? He's definitely caught out.
I knew he was
Aye, but it's all the rest for them, lads. All the rest for them. All
Correct.
right, Stevie.
Some good news though. Boys, on that, some good news. Apparently, Jordan Rossiter's back in about 7 to 10 days, so we'll have him back for the start of the season as well. So.
Who was it Boy Warburton brought? Who was it Boy Warburton brought in? He's a manager. And I don't know if he's at Blackburn or Derby.
Eustace, was it? Eustace.
John Eustace. Aye. When he left the club, I think that he was at Warburton. He was meant to be the leader. Yeah, with the players that I heard at the time. Aye, so it looks good. But I think Stevie summed it up nicely there, Southside. You need a bit of luck, mate. You need a bit of luck. You know, we look at Danilo, scores a goal and gets his jaw broke at the same time, smashed, mate. Yeah. You know, and that's not his fault, is it? It's not the club's fault. Yeah.
No, he was unlucky with that. I've had a few, like, you remember back to Seb Rosenthal. No, he came in and caught his studs in the turf, and that was him. Big old like Kuznetsov and another one came in, took an injury. Rodan obviously got passed by the club doctor at the time. Scotland club doctor said it was only a wee injury he had, and then suddenly he just wasn't available for us for quite a bit of time, and then come back and played once he left. And Andy Webster was another one. People were saying he was refusing to sort of play. He just had stage fright at Ibrox because he was unfit for a long time, and Walter even alluded to that. He'd picked him, and then before a game, he seemingly said he'd picked an injury up in the warm-up, and then just went up the tunnel and sat in the stand. There was I don't know what he was up to at times either, at Andy Webster when we signed him. I think you've got a caller in.
Negri as well. 57 goals before Christmas. It's a black eye, that's it. Other players behind that.
Like my pal Alain, you don't stop picking on him. I've told you before. Guy was some striker.
Anyway, we've been joined by Bob J. Good evening, Bob J.
Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Happy new season, eh? Yeah, that's what we can go for it this year. Again, I heard this quotation, false dawn. I don't think so this time. Welcome, Derek McInnes, and good luck to you in the squad. He's did the right thing. He's built the team right down through the middle. I like the goalkeeper, Cammy Devlin. We've got high hopes of you. He can become a cult hero, son. Chermiti and Shankman, come on, get the service, get Cherny back, get a decent winger, get in the service, and we can go all the way. We've had the league in the palm of our hands several times in recent years, and we'll blow it. Let's hope we can do it and go the full hog this time and lift the league for us. We need a trophy or two, as many as we can get, obviously. But we've been starved of success for far too long. So come on, Rangers, I better deliver and say. So that's my take on the new season, Ox, and it's great to be back, mate.
Good to hear from you, Southside.
Aye, good to hear from you, Bob J. We've tried to listen. There's a lot of positives, right? We've got a manager that knows what it's about. We're getting sort of right players that I think we need. Still short on a wee bit of quality coming in, but the season starts on Friday, mate. And we've got to get after a winning start, and I believe we will. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm sure everybody will be loud and proud up there on Friday night. We'll rock the place. And it's only a matter of seeing the Rangers away and away win. That's all we worry about in the time when we go to watch the famous. We want to see a win. And I expect a win. I expect some goals. Bob J on Friday. So looking forward to it, mate.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It can't come quick enough for me. So, I'll just be sitting here watching it on Friday night, and it should be a great atmosphere up there. And this Goodwin, and he'll be doing his best for the years. We all know what we're up against. We've been out of that course that many times. Let's get out there, handle it, and win 1 or 2 nothing, and I'll be quite happy to move on to the next batch of games. Difficult period coming up, lads. This Polish team seem to be in all bad out, but we've got the Hibs to play a week on Sunday, but we'll take the rest of it when it comes. So come on, Rangers, let's get the sleeves rolled up and into it, and name me of Paul's dot.
Robert?
Well said.
Hi, evening, Bob J. Good to hear you, mate. And welcome to the show for new
Good
season.
to hear you, Robert.
Yeah, right, mate. It is. It's business time. All the work's been done. There's still work to be done with transfers, but in terms of preparation, I think it's been good. The training camp in Spain looked to have went down well. We've done some friendlies. We're unbeaten in the pre-season. For me, though, Bob J results are secondary, but the team's starting to look like there's a bit of togetherness. Billy said that earlier on. There's a bit of togetherness. There's structure within the play. We got a clean sheet here against a good West Ham side. So positive signs, mate. But it all comes down to competitive stuff starting Friday night, and I'm sure we'll go up there with a game plan. May not be pretty to start the first day of the season, but as long as we get the win, mate, that's the most important thing. Momentum builder, set the foundations, and move on from there.
Well, this is it. The focus is on us on Friday night, as usual. And we've not been starting well the past, I don't know, past 3-4 seasons. We've not been starting well. So let's go out here and get the one under our belt and let the rest of them go on with it. Then we'll take it from there.
Go on, Bob Chair.
I can promise you all, Hawks, I can promise you all one thing for me this season, that the jokes are going to get worse.
I know the feeling, Bob. Yeah, I know the feeling.
I know, they're going to get worse.
I know the feeling. You know what I mean?
They will come thick and fast during the season, but they will get worse. So be prepared.
You can't hold that against you. You can't hold that against you. But you're talking about people, everybody. The goalkeeper, we've not really touched him that much on the show. I think that's a positive. I think I'll put it this way, and I'll go to Billy with this. I think Billy will know what I'm talking about. I think he's a more attacking goalie than Jack Butland. And what I mean by that is, when the ball's in the 6-yard box, he'll no wait like Jack did. That was his style. Goalies have it. Even Alan McGregor wasn't an attacking goalie when the ball came into the 6-yard box. It wasn't his game. He was a short stopper, and that was what he was brilliant at. This guy seems like he'll go and he'll attack the ball. So I think that's something that out of the piece it could be positive for us. And you saw briefly on Tuesday against a big unit West Ham team, he came and he punched the ball. As long as when he makes the decision, he gets it right, mate. I see it as nothing but a positive. Only time will tell. Billy?
Aye, he's a big laddie. He's definitely a big unit of boy, and he looks as if he can command that 6-yard box. And that's something we've been screaming out for long enough. You know, obviously the other keepers you've just spoke about brought their own bits of their own game into their career type thing, you know. In style, should I say, Ox, you know, Al McGregor, you know, we can't say any more about Al McGregor. Jack Butland had his own good points as well, you know. He obviously had his flaws as well, you know, and that's the reason Jack Butland's at that stage in career he's there for, you know, or sorry, he's where he is just now. But regarding the big fella we've got now, mate, I'm looking forward to see him perform for the Rangers. He's a big laddie, as I said. He'll command his box, I think, and he'll come and he'll protect his two centre halves, you know. I don't know what kind of shot stopper he is. I'm looking forward to see that and all. But one thing I have noticed, Stocks, he's good with the ball at his feet, you know, and that's what we need as well. Because all the keepers these days, mate, well, all the top keepers anyway, they're all good with the ball at their feet, and that's something we need and all, you know. But listen, I'm looking forward to see the big man playing, and he's good lady. He's not a bad looker too. Big Stevie said.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. We'll see what he says. He definitely looks as if he's more, I'll say the word confident Southside than Stevie can come in and Jack did with the ball at his feet.
He looks a lot more comfortable. And he seems to want to come out and take the ball when it was getting put into his box. He's quite happy to come out and have a go at them. And he looks comfortable, like you say, with the ball at his feet. He certainly comes out his box and stands outside the 18-yard box quite a bit for the first couple of games that I've noticed. But listen, it's what he does with his Swansea. He had a cracking save Billy the other night against St Etienne, close range. So I think he'll not be bad. He seemed like he was a good shot stopper down there at Hull when he was playing last season. Was by all accounts for what he was coming out of there. But listen, we're hoping he's not going to be too busy this year. It's what be up the other end of the park. But we've got a few big hefty boys in our defence now and all that should be clearing the ball in the air, and hopefully he'll not be too busy. But he looks the part, and hopefully he'll go on and be the part. Jack Butland was what he was. He was a lot taller, but he didn't command his area anywhere as much as I've noticed in the last 2 games for Pandur. But it's a long season, and I'm sure under the guidance of Alan McGregor, he'll not be far away, mate.
Stevie?
How you doing, Bob? Jeff? Good to hear from you again, but Aldrin. Everything's good. See, I lost the plot with Butland at Tynecastle. That game, he went to kick the ball right at his post, missed it, and that was me done with him. That was me totally done with him. He was more interested in his hair and the badge of his chest, and I wanted him away. I was spitting blood. My boy was dark. I'm done. I hated him after that, after Tynecastle. But anyway, but this boy, we've seen him a couple of games. Don't know much about him. Everything looks good on the ground. He's commanding in 6-yard box. He done a cranking save, as Southside said. I think he just touched it up a post, didn't he? So, look, it's all looking good. Just give the boy a chance, give him a breather, and let's just see where it takes us. And can I just leave you all by saying this? Bob, Jen, you said the jokes are going to get worse. You know the difference between a trampoline and a Celtic fan? You take your shoes off and you're jumping a trampoline.
Oh dear. Oh dear. We mustn't tell jokes about the opposition now, please. My first wife was innocent. She crossed her legs as much as she crossed her body. I wouldn't have been here. I was married to her for 14 years, and I can never mind breaking 2 Mars, but never mind. There we go. I like the goalkeeper. He's excellent with the ball at his feet. He seems to be good in the air, which you've got to be as a keeper, of course. And everybody moves on. Butland's moved on. We'll just say get behind the laddie. And yes, I definitely think he's a better passer of the ball. He's the best I've seen at the club, and we've been spoiled for goalkeepers, as you know. We've had some great keepers, but he's the best I've seen with the ball at his feet since Ronald Vatterus. If you remember him, he was good with the ball at his feet. Vatterus was.
Was that wrong? But came in and became a cult
hero. Seems to be quite good with the ball at his feet.
Gary, initial thoughts on the goalkeeper?
Yeah, good. I mean, my daughter's boyfriend, he's only a young boy, he's 22. He's a Hull fan. I live in England, so he's a Hull fan. And the first thing I said since we were linked to him, I messaged Amy and I says, ask Ross what he thinks of this Pandur. And he says, he's great, why? And I says, because we're taking him after you. And then I was speaking to him at the weekend there. I says, what do you think about this Pandur? And he says, he's good. The only concern would be, why did Hull let him go if he's good enough? Do they not think he's good enough for the Premier League? Something's in a hole in his game where, because you would think if he's gone to the Premier League with Hull, you'd want to stay there. So I don't know. I'm not saying Rangers are a good prospect playing in Europe and stuff like that, but with the riches that the Premier League offers for foreign players, that would be my only thing, is what have we not seen? Because we can all.
What I read was that the boys said that Hull wanted to bring in a new number 1.
Yeah.
And he was the one to wait around and wait. He wanted to be a number 1, so he took the opportunity. What you don't know is if you match the price tag, if somebody's got a get-out clause in their contract, mate, we never know that, do we?
Yeah. No, I don't think it's a bad choice for the boy. I think if you're saying to players, there's players that would rather play at Rangers, obviously, in front of 50,000 European football, probably better wages than what the contract he would have been on at Hull. He'd have probably got a pay rise coming to Rangers, even though he was coming up to the Premier League. Because a lot of clubs down there will cut their cloth. Gordon is just going to throw money about because they've come up. Listen, he's ticking all the boxes. He's tall, commanding box, comes out. All the top goalkeepers at Rangers over the years have never really been. They've never really commanded their box. Gorham never done it. Kloss never done it. McGregor's never done it. And that's the top 3 I can think of.
Gary, just ask yourself a question. Is he better than what we had? That wouldn't be hard, would it?
No, I think Butland's a good keeper, but he definitely ricks in him. Definitely. And he flatter to deceive sometimes, I think, with his calmness and his leadership and stuff like that. I think, first and foremost, And see, like they're saying, good feet. I know keepers nowadays need to have good feet, but I think sometimes goalkeepers are now the new centre halves, and the centre halves are the new midfielders, and the fullbacks are the new. It's just, I don't want goalkeepers to be goalkeepers. I want my centre halves to be centre halves, and first and foremost, they need to be good with their feet, but just do your basics right.
Aye, yeah. Well, we've reached that time in the evening. Last word for your good self, Billy.
Thanks very much again, lads, for taking my call. It was good to hear a wee chat tonight about the famous. Really looking forward to not just the game on Friday night. I'm really looking forward to this season, guys, and I mean that sincerely. With all the changes, but it's good to get into this season with a right positive attitude, should I say. And I think this time everybody, the fan base, the club, the management team, the players, etc., we're all trying to sing off the same song sheet this time, mate. So I really looking forward to it. Up to Tannadice Friday night, see the Rangers winning, and that'll do for me, lads. Thanks very much for taking my call. All the best.
All the best, Billy.
Cheers, Bill. Cheers.
Bob, yeah.
Aye, just what's the same. I just really, really desperately want to get off to a good start here. Put a stamp on it here on Friday night. All right, it's only the first game, but we've got a full season in front of us. But there's a lot to be said about the first game of the season. We've not been too great at this past 2 or 3 years. We didn't even do it under Gerrard, but never mind about that's history, you know. Here we go, new manager, new squad, new outlook. Let's go for it on Friday night, Gers, and I'll hear for you on due course, boys, all right? Thanks for taking my call. It's good to hear for you all. Bye-bye now.
All right, we're going to send you 2 Rangers mirrors, one for Stevie, one for Southside, to replace the 2 you broke, mate, all right?
Oh, no. Oh.
Gary, last word for yourself.
I just think it's good that I'm hearing that McInnes is going to be in the tips line on Friday night. I think it would have been scandalous if he was missing because of the situation. What he said, I think he's going to be helping here. Yeah, so yeah, I think I'm just looking forward to watching us in a competitive game, and hopefully we can take chances and Shanklin or the meet can get after us. Just got a good start. Do you know what I mean? A good start.
Cheers, mate. Good to hear from you, mate. Don't be a stranger, mate. All right.
Cheers. Take care, boys. All right.
Good night, Gary boy.
Thanks, Stevie boy.
4 words. Top pot, Tequila Rose. Here we go. Come on, Rangers. I'll see you up there, Southside. All right.
No problem, big man. We'll do it.
We'll get in with the right crew. Go mental, right? All right. Good. Listen, brilliant to be back on. Great show, great characters, good wee laugh, wee bit light-hearted. No, it doesn't hurt nobody. But anyway, listen, boys, let's just hope this is the start of something good. Okay, no matter what, win, lose or draw, it's a Glasgow Rangers story. Come on, see you later, lad.
Cheers, Brad. Cheers, speak to you soon, mate. Oh, Robert.
Aye, good show again tonight, Ox. Thanks for having me on. Good to be on yourself in Southside, and of course, a pleasure to have Big Stevie back on. Guy brings some energy to the show, doesn't have, and a good night with some callers there. So, aye, it's a pleasure, mate. Always enjoy the show. Thanks for having me as always.
Yeah. Southside. Got you 6 orders for curtains. I've got a couple of lampshades people looking for.
But nobody want a fridge. There's a couple of fridges. I'm going to take one. You want a wee mini one? Aye, all right.
So I can reach the top shelf.
Aye, it's good tonight, mate. Good laugh. Good to have a big on tonight and all. To hear him tonight and all on top form. Good to do the show with Robert and your good self. And get a few callers tonight and a good laugh. But all aside, it's the club we love and it's the team we support. It's the famous Glasgow Rangers thing. Everybody on the YouTube feed tonight. All the troops, it's quite busy on the YouTube feed tonight. So I'd like to thank all them for participating in the show. And I hope they enjoyed it. But all roads lead Friday up to Tannadice. City of Discovery, and it's up there. We'll discover we're going to come back down the road with 3 points. I'm sure I'll see the big in behind the goal and we'll have a party. Looking forward to it. I'm sure the troops, the fans will be loud and proud and looking forward to it. We'll sing our team to victory as always and get 3 points on the board and let's go this season. it's your time, it's your city, and it's your team, so it's time to do it, mate. So thanks for having us on as always. And come on, the famous Glasgow Rangers, Super Rangers away.
So can I just, before we go, it was remiss of me because we've been doing a few rabbit holes tonight. Next Tuesday, a week today, we'll be joined by Davy Heard. Davy's wrote a book. He's wrote a few books and we'll be discussing them, but he's wrote a book that's coming out. It's The Nearly Men, talking about between 66 and 69. Some fabulous players and some memories. So Davy's going to join us next Tuesday, and fair play to him for taking the time and coming on the show next Tuesday. So we'll mention it as we build up as the league campaign starts on Friday. Listen, thanks to Ross who joined us. Our Billy, Gary, no heard from Gary for a while, and the one and only Bob J. Thanks for him taking the time to join us here in Rangers Radio. Of course, Big Stevie came in and joined us right at the start. What a man. When they made that man, they threw the mould away. Thanks to Southside and Robert for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This is Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Old School Blue.